Okay. Hi. Hi, I'm Lisa Engel-Franklin, and I'm a rainbow energy healing practitioner. I'm a few different things I have certifications in. I've worked with Doreen Virtue, and I'm a certified angel card reader and angel intuitive. And today, we're going to be talking about rainbow energy healing, and I have my mentor, teacher, and friend, CHRIS CUCIUREAN here, and he's going to talk about rainbow energy healing. And Chris, why don't you introduce yourself?
All right. Thank you very much, Lisa. I really appreciate the opportunity for this interview and the opportunity to talk about something that's very joyous and very fond to me. That's rainbow energy healing. So we're going to just talk briefly about what rainbow energy healing is today. We'll share some stories and about how I've come across it and shared it and ultimately shared it in a way that helped you understand your experience of rainbow energy. And perhaps this will connect with some of the listeners that are watching today and their journey spiritually through ascension and just seeking peace and joy. Perhaps it'll connect them to some of the experiences that they've already have, or maybe even open the door for some new blessed experiences in alignment with divine will from our higher source.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I experienced it long before I even knew what it was. Being on the farm, I had, from one trauma to another, I moved from Florida back up to New York State and bought a small farm. And I didn't know all that was going to happen, but I had been going through a lot of depression, different things that had happened in life. And I've had depression off and on over my lifetime, but I was back into it. And matter of fact, things turned around after I went to see Doreen Virtue. When I did the stuff in Maui, I got opened up to more and more things. And then being on the farm, I experienced all this healing. The animals experienced it. I experienced it. The land experienced it. I have a few pictures I'm going to show real quickly. Yeah. One of the very first things that I saw was the rainbow energy on my horse. And then I saw another one in her stall. And she was experiencing Raphael there because it's with the archangels. And then the land. I got guided to take the pictures of the stuff on the land, where the land was healing also. And so through all this, I received great healing. I had fibromyalgia really bad. I was almost looking at getting a cane to walk with. That's how bad it was. And I experienced all this healing, and I kept asking people, what are these pictures? What does this mean? And I couldn't figure it out. And I finally prayed and asked God, and I heard in my ear, rainbow energy healing. And I thought, wow, what's that? And I went to the internet, and that's how I found Chris, because I put in, what's rainbow energy healing? Is there anybody practicing rainbow energy healing? And lo and behold, Chris was just 3 hours away from where I was living, and you've been doing this for some time now, haven't you, Chris?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been doing this for people, healing sessions for people since 2009, and then teaching practitioners since 2012.
Yeah. So it's a long time. And because I didn't know what it was, I wrote you in emails and sent you pictures. And I thought, well, he's going to think I'm nuts, or else he's going to know what I'm doing, seeing and stuff. And so then you explained it through several emails, and then we got to talk on the phone. And why don't you, tell people more about how you came to, find out about rainbow energy healing?
Sure. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, it's really, your story is very inspiring to hear. So I'm certainly welcome you to share more in our interview here today, because I think it's a very good example of how God, Goddess, Source finds us and uses different ways to reach us. And it was certainly a way that was divine intervention for you when you're going through a lot of physical challenges, and healing resulted for you in a variety of different ways, but especially helping the physical body and the depression issues improve. Rainbow energy healing for me was something I had never heard of. And in my own spiritual journey, I was learning to work with angels. I was studying how to connect to angels, how to use my intuitive abilities and my really ultra sensitive empathic abilities to see how I could help people. I was a business coach at the time, but I was really drawn to doing spiritual work full time. And so during the course of that study, I was really guided to open up more to what my life's purpose was. I was being guided that where I was currently at in coaching business people wasn't quite in tune with what I was meant to do. And it was something spiritual. I didn't know what. It was something with angels. I was working with Archangel Michael a lot in my own meditations and channeling Michael. I was very clairaudient without realizing it. So I wrote lots of things that were coming into my head onto the paper. And those writings were very profound in helping open up to the ideas that the angels were guiding me in some way. And for me, I just want to qualify this. Angels at the time for me were kind of new and magical. I wasn't somebody who had cherished or loved or was devoted to angels my whole life. I was in my late 30s and I was a loving, kind person, but I really wasn't particularly religious in any way. I didn't think, really, I still don't think that they have as much religious connotations as they are simply a representation of how our higher power reaches out to us. It's one form of many. And for me, every messenger that is of pure light is simply a form that Holy Spirit takes, or sacred spirit, that ubiquitous, all and ever present spirit that helps convey God's will to us in all ways. God got us above the ultimate truth, the ultimate plan. So the angels were just the form that I was really exploring. This is in 2007, 2008. And the guidance came that I would teach people about rainbow energy healing. And I asked, what is that? And it was chakra based. It was based on the energy field, the aura, and the major chakras in our body, as well as a number of other minor chakras I learned about after first exploring it. And I shared it with a few people, and a few people raised some eyebrows, especially the people close to me in my life. But a few of the spiritual colleagues I spoke with said, well, try it out. And so from 2007 to 2009, I did quite a few practice sessions without really understanding it very well. But I discovered there was an energy that was available to work with wherever and whenever needed. It was an energy that didn't require me or any other person that's using it to go through any attunement or formal procedure in order to have access to the energy, which I think makes it really compelling because it's ubiquitous, it's everywhere, and it's something that any one of us can tune into. In fact, as we talk about it, we simply raise our vibrations to that presence of that energy. So, and it's a very joyful energy. It's just like rainbow itself. It's a full spectrum of color. It's a wide spectrum of vibrations or vibrational energy. And it brings healing, but it doesn't necessarily bring healing the way we sometimes thought, or at least when I was first getting into the spiritual journey 15 or 20 years ago, that I thought healing meant that I could instantly snap my fingers and physical issues would be transformed, mental issues would be transformed. And sometimes what I've learned is that spirit has a way of doing it that's best for us, even if it's not what our ego mind or our wanting mind says. I want this and I want it now. And so I started to understand that rainbow energy is a way of vitalizing or revitalizing. So aligning us with life-affirming experiences, mental choices and beliefs, spiritual openness so that we can improve our intuition, our connectedness to our higher power, and the things that bring us greatest fulfillment on a deep level, on that soul level, rather than just on the surface of our conscious mind. So that's what I was learning from 2007 to 2009. And all through this process, I was asking, God, I was asking Archangel Michael, the archangels, for help, and I had tons of doubts. I said, why am I teaching this? What am I really qualified to do this? Who am I to do this? And that's a big issue I think we all face when we are seeking a higher power's blessing. When we're seeking healing, we're seeking, can I be, should I be, would I be what you made me to be, Creator? Can I be all that? Can I be greatness and transformation and redemption and forgiveness and kindness and love and instant peace? And so I was doubtful for those first couple of years. And so every time I was doubtful, I would say, okay, Spirit, I need help. I'd call my team of angels, which was Archangel Michael, Archangel Raziel, who is very much like the rainbow energy itself. Raziel was ever present through these processes. And I would say, show me a sign. And I'd see a rainbow on the wall, or I'd see that you had seen so many beautiful light formations in and around nature, how sun and other light energies were reflecting back to you, and in your awareness, it was coming as these beautiful rainbows. And that's one of the major ways that signs came through for me. And another way was simply when they guided me to start offering paid for sessions, because I was doing spiritual work, I was doing angel readings and spiritual coaching. And they said, offer this as a session. So on one weeknight, I was working on my website and I put this out onto a page on my website. Here's a new service I'm offering, Rainbow Energy Healing.
Mhm.
And I said to the angels, you're going to have to make sure this is the right thing for me. I need a sign that tells me it is. And I woke up the next morning and I logged into my emails, and the first thing I had seen is somebody had already signed up to receive a session and had already sent forth the money. And I thought, well, that's a pretty good validation that what I had offered resonated with that person, because I felt no one had ever knew anything about it before. And from there, it took off. So the first few people I started doing this with, some of them said, I want to learn this. I want to learn about this. And it
Wow.
was some of those people that inspired me to teach the first practitioner course in 2012. And so since then, it's just continued to grow.
Mhm.
And I've learned a lot about teaching this as a modality to others,
Mhm.
where I've also recognized that it's just a ubiquitous energy. It's ever present. It's everywhere for anyone at any time. And so it is something that can be incorporated into personal self-healing meditation. It can be something that can simply reach out to people and find them when they're in a moment of need. And it can be a colorful, vibrant, joyful way of validating that we are being seen and loved and embraced by our higher power, and that our higher power has a path for us to overcome whatever ails us. If it's healing that's needed, if it's confusion that needs to be clarified, if it's
Mhm.
connection and passion and purpose that with our higher power that we need access to, it is a beautiful vessel to allow that for people. So that's what's been unfolding for quite a few years now, since that journey sort of unfolded between 2007 to 2012.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that you're teaching it, because a lot of people, they don't know about it at all. That's what I'm finding. But I've been able to learn more about it. And what strikes me most about it, to me, it's a spiritual level, because I was alone on the farm, isolated and everything. And I felt that, God came to me where I needed him, like the angels, everybody came to me, they met me where I was at, you know
Yes.
and then I learned that I was there for other reasons, because somebody did a past life thing on me, and that I was there to help heal the land and everything else.
Hmm.
So it's been a real exciting journey. It really
Hmm.
has, and it's not over yet, because I feel like it's constantly lifting us up. And then some people say with ascension, you're peeling back the layers of the onion and learning more and that type of thing. And I feel that with, rainbow energy healing. I really do, because you can learn about it on a deeper level, as time
Hmm.
goes by and everything. So, what else is going on with your practice there? You've got classes that you're doing.
Yes,
Yes.
there's 3 levels of practitioner training, as you know, and you've
Mhm.
studied with me as a practitioner.
Mhm.
The practitioner training is for people who feel called to help others, and to help others by providing a spiritual modality, a spiritual tool. So rainbow energy healing is very much a spiritual tool that can help people heal. And when we think about healing, it's to become whole. So
Mhm.
for those who have done other energy healing modalities, it's often a jump off point from another modality, such as Reiki. There's a lot of folks who have done integrated energy therapy, and it fits in very nicely as an augmentation or as an expansion of the journey that people have had in those areas. Reconnective healing is another spiritually based modality. There's many out there, pranic
Mhm.
healing, so many, theta
Right.
healing, and it really calls to people, and it's a very easy modality to work with. In fact, it's so dynamic. The energy itself is always moving, flowing, very dynamic, that it oftentimes just overlays on top of all the other training that people have had. So it's really a very nice modality to bring in to allow that energy to be present when people are helping others, people who are called to work with spirit to help others, counseling, energy healing, readings, intuitive work, mediumship, anything, coaching. Intuitive coaching is often one where people are getting that download, but with this energy, it actually carries the insights energetically to the client. So it really envelops the recipient with a lot more potential, I guess, is a good way to describe it, than simply talk-based therapy. So it's available for a lot of people to learn how to work with. There's a number of meditations that I have online, and that's another way that people work with it. It's just through meditation, just by invoking rainbow energy, and especially rainbow energy healing. When we call on that as a modality, we simply just ask for its blessings. So we can simply ask for its blessings before meditation and notice what we experience. Oftentimes what we experience is color, especially through the visual, the sort of inner visual mind's eye, if you will, of the third eye chakra. We understand feeling energy, feeling sometimes peace. Joy is a very common vibration of rainbow energy. And it transforms and transmutes that lower vibrational energy that no longer serves. So without understanding necessarily sometimes all of the reasons why we're holding on to yucky feelings or pain or sadness or sorrow or confusion, it has a way of simply releasing it from our field. It just washes it away, and it leaves us in a more clarified state, a more peaceful state, and definitely more joyful, vitalized state. And so it can be a vehicle that can allow for other inspiration that comes on a mental plane with new ideas, intuitive guidance that comes into us because we've cleared our energy field that guides us to sort of 3D world practitioners that might help us, maybe a specialist or something that helps us with a physical ailment, or emotionally, simply by letting go of emotion that's stale from the past is very important for us. So it is a tool that people can reach out to me, they can reach out to you for a session. And I think that's what's really beautiful about this, is that people can access this energy in person or remotely. And so there's so many ways that we can just call upon rainbow energy and say, I'd like this beautiful, vibrant, dynamic energy in my day today, in my meditation, or reach out for an energy healing session. And there's a number of trained practitioners in addition to yourself, Lisa. So I'm sure, like, whatever people are looking for, there's something out there that can help people expand into experiencing rainbow energy healing.
Right. Why don't you say, because we're going to do a few more of these talks and go into different aspects of rainbow energy healing. So why don't you tell people how they can get a hold of you?
Okay. The easiest way would be to just look at rainbowenergyhealing.com on the internet. And there's contact information there. There's a practitioner directory, and there's a lot of information, just an overview there. So I do really encourage people to follow their own divine guidance about how they're called to rainbow energy. It certainly has its own intelligence. This energy comes from source, so it's going to guide people on what the right next step is, whether it's reaching out, whether it's to reach out to you for a session. So I'd like to hear, how can people get a hold of you too to book some sessions?
Well, they can contact me on Facebook. They can contact me directly through Facebook on my Facebook page, Lisa Engel-Franklin. But also on your website, you have everything that's, you're doing classes and everything. So they can find that on your website and the overview of what rainbow energy healing helps with and everything. So,
absolutely.
So I look forward to the future with all our other talks that we're going to have and going into the different aspects of it. And I'm going to tell people to stay tuned for that. So thank you so much, Chris, for doing this today. I'm really, really grateful to you for all your help. As, like I said, mentor, teacher, and friend. So
thank you, Lisa.
And I look forward to the next interview.
I do as well. Thanks again.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
You too.